Hey everyone, Ryan here. In today's video, we're going to talk about something really important that many of us might not even notice, the top 3 signs that your hearing might be changing. Coming up. It might sound strange, but it's really common not to realize you're starting to lose your hearing. This often happens because of how hearing loss usually develops. Our inner ear, called the cochlea, can get damaged from aging or loud noises. When this happens, it usually affects how well we hear high-pitched sounds. Now, in English, a lot of the sounds that make speech clear are these higher pitches. Think of letters like S, SH, F, TH, P, and K. These sounds help us tell the difference between words that are very similar, like fifth and sixth, or fat, sat, and cat. Because hearing loss can affect only certain sounds at first without impacting everything, it can be really tricky to notice. Plus, your brain works incredibly hard to fill in the gaps. It uses clues from the conversation and even from people's faces to help you understand. That's why many people are surprised when they find out they have hearing loss. So today, I'll share the top 3 signs that could mean your hearing is changing. But before we dive in, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps more people see these videos. And if you haven't already, take a quick second to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Alright, the first big sign that you might have hearing loss is difficulty understanding conversations on TV or the phone. It's tough to pick out dialogue when all the sounds come from one place, like a TV speaker. And on the phone, you can't see the person's face for clues. On TV, actors might be whispering or facing away during action scenes. You might find yourself putting your phone on speaker so you can turn up the volume and use both ears. For TV, you might start using closed captions, cranking up the volume, or both. But remember, just making the TV louder doesn't always make it clearer. The second sign that could mean you have hearing loss is struggling to hear others when there's background noise. Imagine you're in a busy restaurant or a crowded church. In these noisy places, those clear, high-pitched speech sounds become super important. Background noise usually tends to be low-pitched, so we rely on those high-pitched sounds to separate speech from all the surrounding noise. Since high-frequency hearing loss is common with age or noise exposure, most people can hear low pitches fine but miss those high-pitched clarity sounds. This means you hear all the background noise really well, but you can't quite catch what someone is saying. If background noise makes it incredibly hard to follow conversations, you might even start avoiding social situations because it's too much effort. If you catch yourself nodding along, pretending to understand, or relying heavily on reading lips, there's a good chance your hearing might be impacted. And finally, the third major sign that you might have hearing loss is when other people in your life start noticing and commenting on your hearing. As I mentioned, your brain is amazing at compensating, so you might not even realize your own hearing is changing. But the people closest to you, your spouse, family, friends, or coworkers, might start making comments. They might seem annoyed because they have to repeat themselves often, or they might even give up and say, "Never mind," because you didn't catch it the first or second time. These communication breakdowns are frustrating for everyone and can cause real tension over time. Communication is a two-way street. Even if you don't notice your difficulties, it's very common for those you interact with most to spot the signs. They might notice you asking "what" more often, turning the TV volume up really high, or seeming less engaged in noisy places. It's natural to defend ourselves, but please never ignore these reports from the people who spend the most time with you. Did you know that untreated hearing loss is also the biggest preventable risk factor for cognitive decline and dementia? That's a huge reason to take action. So what should you do if you or someone close to you notices these signs? The first step is always to get a full hearing checkup. A professional can check your ears, clean out any wax, and run tests to see what kind of hearing loss you have and how much. They can also tell if your hearing loss can be treated medically. For example, if it's caused by an ear infection or a perforated eardrum. But what if your hearing loss can't be treated medically? Don't worry. Over 90% of hearing losses can be successfully managed with hearing aids. For many people with mild to moderate hearing loss, you now have some excellent options that don't require a doctor's visit or a prescription. These are called over-the-counter OTC hearing aids, and they've made getting help much easier and more affordable. If you're looking for a great starting point for mild to moderate hearing loss that you can purchase directly, I highly recommend checking out Oracle Hearing Aids. These are known for their user-friendly app for adjustments and discreet design. You can find direct links to purchase these in the video description below. Plus, as a viewer of Ryan's Health, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your purchase when you use my link, which is better than going directly through their website. Remember, it's never easy to face health concerns, but recognizing a problem is the important first step. Now it's time to take action. Get your hearing checked or explore these direct-to-consumer options to start your journey to better hearing today.